Hello, grade 7. So for this video, we are going to have the applications or the solving part of angled pairs. Okay, so before we proceed to the examples or to items, we have to recall on the following concepts. One, that alternate interior or exterior angles are congruent. Two, that the corresponding angles are congruent also. Three, vertical angles are congruent. Four, same side interior or exterior angles are supplementary. And five, linear pairs are supplementary. Okay, so these are the concepts that we are going to make use of as we solve mathematical problems or items about angle pairs. So let's start. In this example, we are to solve for the missing angles, the measures of the indicated angles here, referring to the given figure. As you can see, T and S are the parallel lines and the transversal lines are M and N. So we have to work on or to focus at one transversal line at a time. So for the first one, given is angle 2 is equal or has a measure of 97 degrees. So label natin siya. Then next, we have to solve for angle 3. So for you to easily identify what kind of angle pairs are they, I suggest that you mark the given angles. So we have 2 and then the required or the one that we're going to solve for is 3. And you will find out that 2 and 3 are vertical angles. And vertical angles are congruent. Therefore, angle 3 has a measure of 97 degrees also. To proceed to the next one, angle 10, we have to solve for the measure of angle 10. So I am going to make use a different color, let's say 10. So for you to solve for angle 10, you may use angle 3 or refer it to angle 2. If you will be referring to angle 2, 2 and 10 are corresponding angles and corresponding angles are congruent. Therefore, angle 10 is 97 degrees also. And if you are going to make use of angle 3 to be paired with angle 10, they are alternate interior angles and alternate interior angles are still congruent. So let's now have angle 9. So this time, angle 9 naman. For angle 9, you can make use of angle 10 or angle 3. Okay, but either of the two will do. If you will use angle 10, 9 and 10 are linear pairs, and linear pairs are supplementary, right? Since the measure of angle 10 is 97, we just have to subtract 97 from 180, and that will give you 83 degrees. Okay? Or even if you are going to make use of angle 3, 3 and 9, you will notice that these are same side interior angles, and same side interior angles are supplementary. That's it. So we will now be moving on to the second set. And for you to answer the following, we are going to refer to the second transversal line. So let's start. The given is the measure of angle 6 to be 83 degrees. So we are going to solve for angle 5. So I have to mark 6 and then 5. What kind of angle pairs are they? Yes, you're right. They are linear pairs. And linear pairs are supplementary. So given that the measure of angle 6 is 83, just deduct this from 180 and you will be arriving at 97 degrees. Same thing goes with, okay, let's proceed to the next one. We are going to solve for angle 7. So you may pair it with angle 5 or angle 6. If you are to pair angle 7 with angle 6, they are vertical angles and vertical angles are congruent. So since angle 6 is 83 degrees, then angle 7 is also 83 degrees. Okay, or if you want to pair 7 with angle 5, they are supplementary because they are linear pairs. So knowing that the measure of angle 5 is 97, just deduct this from 180 and you will still be arriving at 83 degrees. Last but not the least is the measure of angle 16. Okay, so for measure of angle 16, I have to mark angle 16 in the figure. You can make use of 16 and 6 or 16 and 5. If you are to use 16 and 6, they are what kind of angles? Yes, you are right. They are same side exterior. And same side exterior angles are supplementary. So simply deduct 83 from 180 and you will be arriving at 97. Same thing goes if you will be using 16 and 5. 16 and 5 are what kind of angles? Yes, they are alternate exterior, and alternate exterior angles are congruent. Since the measure of angle 5 is 97 degrees, therefore angle 16 is also 97. Okay? So I hope that everything is clear for this set of exercises. We are now going to move on to the next sample. Okay, so this is just similar to the previous one, but the only difference would just be, let's take a look. You're given the condition that you are going to solve for x given that line S is parallel to T. And this diagonal line is our transversal. It is very important that in this kind of topic, we have the figure to look at. Okay, so this time, how are we going to solve each of these examples? Okay, so it's going to be done by order. The first thing is to mark this given angles from the figure. So you have angle 4 and 8. As you mark them, you will be able to identify what kind of angle pairs are they. Yes, and angle 4, you will find out that angle 4 and angle 8 are corresponding angles. Okay, so if your answer is corresponding angles, then you got it right. And what does it follow for corresponding angles? Corresponding angles are congruent. So we can say that angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. And since they are congruent, we can also say that the measures of the two angles are also equal. And since the measures are given using expressions, then we just have to replace. Okay? So we have 77 equals 4x plus 57. Unfortunately, we were not able to discuss about linear equations yet, but we are going to try to solve this in a simpler way. Okay, so by elementary way or using the elementary way of solving, we all know that equal sign means everything has to be balanced, that the left and the right must be equal. So the left side is 97 and the right side is 4x plus 57. So we have to balance everything. So we have 57 already here, and for you to get a 77 is you need to have 20 more. So this 4x will be your 20. And we know that in 4x, the operation involved is multiplication, no? So we have to think of a number, and that is x, that when multiplied by 4 is 20. And you thought of what number? Yes, you got it right. It's 5. So that's it for the first example. Let's have the second one. Okay, I'll be moving this one here. There you go. So same thing goes. You just have to identify what kind of angles are they. I'll be using a different shade. I'll use red. So angle 3 and 5. So angle 3 and 5, by referring to the given figure, are alternate interior angles. Yes, alternate interior angles. And recalling what about alternate interior angles? Okay, alternate interior angles are congruent. So we write angle 3 is congruent to angle 5. And since they are congruent, their measures are equal. And we just substitute. The measure of angle 3 is 5x plus 13 and angle 5 is 53. And just like what we did here, we have to balance this. How much more do we need for 13 to become 53? Yes, you are right. We still need 40. Okay, so this 5x means 5 times what number is 40? So x is? Yes, x is 8. Okay, so I do hope that at this time we are getting the process. Okay, so let's erase everything. Okay, and let's have the third example. The third example is just like what we had in the first two examples. We just have to mark the given angles in the figure. So 1 and 7. So 1 and 7 are this time alternate exterior, no? Angle 1 and angle 7 are alternate exterior. And alternate exterior angles are congruent. So we write exterior angles. Since they are congruent, we write angle 1 is congruent to angle 7. And if they are congruent, their measures are equal. So we substitute the given measure of each angle. 6x minus 5 equals 115. So this time, we have to interpret it in this manner. From which number should you subtract 5 so that you will be arriving at a difference of 115? And you will be thinking of 120. That's right, because 120 minus 5 is 115. But 120 is equivalent to 6x, wherein x is the number to be multiplied by 6 to get 120. So, that x would be 20. Correct. Okay? So, malinaw na siguro, no? Let's now move on to the next set. Yan. So still, we're solving for x and j is parallel to k. Okay, line j is parallel to k. Tignan natin kung anong difference niya doon sa mga nauna. Ayan. So this time naman, sa figure, naka-label na yung measures ng angles. Pero dalawahan lang siya para madali nating ma-identify. So as you can see from the given figure, the two marked angles are alternate interior. And since they are alternate interior angles, they are always congruent. So since they are congruent, what we do is we equate their measures. 3x plus 10 is equal to 5x minus 10. Ayan siya. And this time around, you are now going to solve for or to solve this linear equation. No? We cannot do anything this time, but to solve it in a simpler way. So in solving linear equation, all you have to do is to have the terms with the variables on one side and the other side will be the constant terms. And for you to decide which side will you take for the terms with the variables, I suggest that you just have to choose the side which contains the term with a variable of the higher or the bigger numerical coefficient. So in these two terms, it's 5. 5x is placed at the right side, so it means 3x will be moved to the right and this negative 10 will be moved to the left. Okay, and take note that once a term jumps, okay, or move to the other side, jumps the equal sign or move to the other side, the sign of it changes. Okay, so the left side, you have 10 here, and then since negative 10 is to be moved to the other side, it's going to be plus 10. And the right side, you have 5x, and this 3x will be moved to the other side. The sign will be changed. It will become negative 3x. And we simplify both sides. 10 and 10 is 20, and 5x minus 3x is 2x. So what number will you multiply by 2 to get 20? And that is 10. Okay? So let's now have the second example. Let's see. So I'll be moving this one here. And let's solve this. So this time we have two marked angles which are corresponding. Okay, so we still equate because they are congruent. And then, just like what we did in the first example, put all the terms with the variable on one side. 6x is larger and it's in the left, so we move 5x to the left. So we have 6x minus 5x and 15 on the right side. 6x minus 5x is x and it's equal to 15. There you have it. Okay. And the third example we have, this time, what kind of angles are this? These are alternate exterior angles. And alternate exterior angles are congruent, so we still equate the two measures. And then we have to decide which term will you transpose. So for the term with the variable x, it's x to the left and negative 20 to the right. So we then have for x minus x equals 10 plus 20. 4x minus x is 3x and 10 plus 20 is 30. So what number will you multiply by 3 to get 30? Yes, it's 10. Okay. So I hope that you're still alive and kicking. Okay? Okay, so this time we now have a different set of examples still under angle pairs, the solving part or the application. So this is the last or the last kind of example that you might encounter. And a solution to this would be you have to think or you have to look for parallel lines cut by a transversal, no? Now, in the event that you were not able to find parallel lines cut by a transversal, that's the time that you do something, and that is to construct a horizontal line, or to draw a horizontal line on the given in the given figure through the vertex of an angle. Okay, so let's just analyze or look at the picture or look at this figure. You will notice that you will identify parallel lines. Ito nasa taas at yung nasa baba. But then, if we are trying to solve for or to look for a transversal line, you will find out that this diagonal line turns out to be a vertical line. Diba? Nag-iba siya. So, ibig sabihin, we have two transversal lines. And if that's the case, then nasaan yung parallel lines that will be cut by the transversal? Okay, so wala. Kundi itong taas lang at itong biglang nabago ng direction na diagonal, na transversal line natin. No? So, this is the best type that we are going to construct a line, a horizontal line through the vertex para makapag-produce tayo or magkaroon tayo ng parallel lines cut by a transversal. And that will be done through H. So, magdodraw tayo ng horizontal line sa H. Okay? Imagine natin na straight yung didraw kong line. There you go. Okay, so this time, as we draw the horizontal line, makikita nyo dyan yung nasa taas, itong nasa gitna, yung dindraw natin, ayun na yung parallel lines, and this diagonal line is our transversal. Okay? And then, this horizontal line together with the horizontal line at the bottom, and this vertical line is another transversal. So, meron tayong dalawang sets. Okay? So, tingnan na natin ngayon. Given is this angle as 120 degrees. And isn't it that we have parallel lines cut by a transversal? We can relate this 120 degree angle by this part of angle H. Ito lang, itong naka-blue na yan. And they are same side interior angles. Tanggalin natin mula sa figure na yan. Ito siya. So you have the 120 and this angle. So they are same side interior angles. And same side interior angles are supplementary. Therefore, kailangan natin ng 60. Okay? So meron na tayo dyan, part or a portion of H. This time, tingnan natin yung baba. Isn't it that this is a marking for right angle? And right angle is formed when you have perpendicular lines. So, ibig sabihin, itong horizontal na to at itong transversal natin ay perpendicular. And that also the same thing as this vertical line or this transversal line and the horizontal line that we have drawn. So, ibig sabihin, 90 rin to. Okay? So, kung 90 yan, we can already solve for angle H. Okay? So, what shall we do? All we have to do is to simply add the measures of this first part of angle H, which is 60, and the 90-degree angle. And with that, we will be arriving at 150 degrees. Okay? Let's now move on to the next example. So this time, referring to the figure, ang isosolve naman natin ay itong Y. Yung reflex angle na yan. But we will make use of the 115 and the A here. Now, tingnan natin. May parallel lines tayo, may transversal. Laging yun ang una natin titingnan, ha? So, 115 and A, these are, labas natin siya dito. Ito yan. A, 115. So, referring to this and also this figure, same side interior sila. At pag same side interior, supplementary. So, kailangan natin maka 180. 150 na yan. We still need 65 degrees more. Okay? So, 65 na yan. And we are solving for y. Isn't it that a complete turn or a complete turn is 360 degrees, a revolution is 360 degrees. So, to solve for a, we are going to subtract 360 by the measure of angle A, which is 65. And with that, we can get a difference of 295 degrees. And that will be the value of y. Okay? Next. So this time, ito naman yung figure natin, no? Pero parang familiar din siya dun sa nauna. The previous example. Let's see how familiar is this. So we are solving for y. Okay, this one. Make sure that you are guided by this, no? We are solving for that. But we have to look for parallel lines cut by a transversal. Ito, diagonal line, may isang line na tayo dyan, no? Pagdating dito, another diagonal line, may isa pa ulit na line. So, ibig sabihin, hindi tayo nakahanap ng parallel lines cut by a transversal. So, what shall we do? Again, we construct or we draw a horizontal line along or through the vertex, which is A. So with that, meron na tayong parallel lines and then transversal. Isa, parallel lines and then transversal, dalawa. Okay? So we make use of this given. This angle is 46 degrees, PRS. And isn't it that BRS is can be paired with this part of A, and they are what kind? They are corresponding. And since they are corresponding, their measures are equal because they are congruent. So 46 degrees din yan. And then this 57-degree angle together with the another portion of A, they are also corresponding. So congruent pa rin. Therefore, 57 degrees din to. Okay? And we are solving for y. So, alam natin na ang complete turn ay isang revolution, no? Ang isang revolution ay 360 degrees. So, to solve for y, we will be subtracting 360 this time by the sum of 46 and 57. And 46 added to 57 is how much? It's 103 degrees, correct? And 103 degrees when you subtract from 360 is 257 degrees. There you go. So y is 257 degrees. Okay? And we now save the best for the last. So this time, we have two marked angles, y and x. So kita nyo yan na, y and x. So tingnan mo natin yung figure, i-analyze natin. Kailangan natin makahanap ng parallel lines cut by a transversal. Look at this, line AB and line CD. We have parallel lines and our transversal will be BC. So you can see na may 40 tayo dyan na nakamark, and this y, they are angle pairs. They are alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are congruent. So, itong y na to, 40 na rin yan. 40 na rin to dahil pareho silang y, di ba? And we are solving for x. And the two y's together with x here make a revolution. So, to solve for x is to subtract 360 by the two y's. And each y is 40, right? So, times 40. So, 2 times 40 is 80. So, this 80 degrees will be subtracted from 360. And you will be arriving at 280 degrees. And there you have it. Okay? So, I hope that you understand or that you were able to follow with the process or the solutions we had for the examples in these applications of the concepts about angle pairs. Good luck and see you in the next video lesson. Thank you.